everyone! I can't wait to share a look with you, so I hope you guys will enjoy the video and let's just get started. Alright, first of all, I'm going to do the same old, same old. I'm going to go ahead and take a primer, and I'm going to go ahead and take my Lumi Magic Primer. I'm going to do a more dramatic look today. This BB cream is way too light for me, so I like to mix it with my foundations after summer ends when I lose my summer tan, just to get the perfect color for me. So the brush I'm using here is from BH Cosmetics, and it is the 117 brush. And it's like an angled flat top. So I'm just going to apply this mixture all over my skin. I'm going to push back my hair just so I don't get makeup in my hair. And I'm just going to pat this all over, and then I will go ahead and blend it in. So go ahead and just buff it into your skin. Make sure to get around your nose, just because that's where you will get a lot of redness peeking through first of all. I feel super duper pale right now. I miss my summer tan already. Take a cream blush. You can use whichever one you want. I'm going to go ahead and take Fetish, which is basically just like a cool tone purple shade. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm just going to apply a little bit onto my cheeks. Cream blushes are really nice if you don't want a heavy blush look, and they also keep your skin a little bit more moisturized and more glowy. I'm going to go ahead now and take some powder and just apply this all over my skin. I'm just going to swirl this all over my skin, including over the cream blush. After that, I'm going to make sure to add some glow back onto my skin. I'm going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. Baked Blush, which I have to be super careful with because it actually did break. I don't know if you can see, but the whole thing just like lifts off. See? So unfortunately it did break. It's just a really fine powder, but I'm going to go ahead and just be very gentle and just place my brush on there. This is a really pretty subtle champagne-y pink highlight, and I'm going to just dust it over my cheekbones. It's very, very subtle though, so if you want something a little bit more dramatic, go ahead and use something like Mary Luminizer or whatever, but if you want a very subtle glow, this is a very pretty one to work with. And just because I feel like adding a little bit more of a glow, I'm going to take this in between my eyebrows. I don't usually do this step very often, but I feel like this highlight is so subtle that it won't really compete with my oily skin and look too oily. It just adds a very nice subtle glow. I'm going to take some down the bridge of my nose too. So next I'm going to move in with a color tattoo. This is Inked in Pink, which is basically just like a pink shade. It's pretty sheer, but I'm just going to apply this all over my eyelid as a base for my shadows. Alright, so for this look I'm going to take two palettes. I'm going to take first of all the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm going to take this Hard Candy Glam kit that I got in a giveaway a long time ago from Beatrice Loves Beauty, and it's just a very shimmery pretty eye palette for the holidays, but unfortunately it doesn't have any matte shades, so I wanted to use these two palettes together. I look ghostly white, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and take the Lorac Pro palette first of all, and I'm going to go in with one of my favorite shades, which is Taupe. So I'm going into Taupe with my BH 121 brush, which is just basically an angled flat top brush, and I'm going to of course apply this in my crease. I'm going to focus it in the outer corner of my crease for right now, and then I'm going to apply a little bit in the very inner corner. I'm not going to be too heavy-handed with the inner corner, so just lightly dab on whatever you have left on the brush. Then then in that very center gap that I left free, I'm going to take dark purple, which is a very dramatic shade. So just place your brush in there very, very carefully, and do make sure to tap off the excess. And then I'm just going to place this very gently in that little gap. Now I'm going to use my Real Techniques blending brush, and I'm just going to blend first in the outer corner just to make sure that it doesn't look harsh at all. And then I'm going to slowly work into the deep purple shade. Try and keep it mainly in the same place, but if you push it a little bit back and forth, that's okay. But try your best just to keep it in the very center where we placed it. Just make sure to blend it out because this will make it look a lot less harsh. I'm going to go ahead and take my BH 118 brush, which is more of a tapered brush, and I'm going to go back into that deep purple shade. Again, just tap off the excess because it's so pigmented, and again, just pack on that shade right where we placed it earlier, and just blend it back and forth. And again, we will blend it out. We're just kind of packing up that shade right now. Alright, so once more, just go into your blending brush and just blend that shade back and forth. Again, try and keep as much of the pigmentation where we placed it. And going back and forth into this deep purple shade is a little bit time consuming, but it will create a much nicer finish to your makeup and make sure that it doesn't look too harsh or patchy. You always want to start with a little bit of eye makeup, especially if it's a really dark color like this, and then just blend and then pack on the color again. So even though it's more time consuming, in the long run your eye makeup will look 100 times better, so just make sure to blend that. I'm going to go into a clean fluffy brush. This is the BH 120, and I'm just going to go into the outer corner and again just blend it just to make sure if there is any deep purple that got on that area that it's a little bit more blended, because I do want to maintain the center being the darkest part of my eye. What I'm going to do next is take Pewter and Garnet. Garnet is a red tone shade and Pewter is a cool tone taupey shade, and I'm going to take it on the same brush that I just used, and I'm just going to pat on those two colors. Again, just tap off the excess. And then what I'm going to do is place this right below the edges of where I had those shades and just really blend this on to make sure that the shades are all smoked out and blended out on the bottom edge. I'm just going to blend these along my lower lash line and really smoke that out, just because I feel like the rest of the look does look really harsh in comparison right now, so I just want to smoke that out quite low. Going into the Glam Eye palette, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this beautiful golden copper bronzy shade, and I'm just going to place this all over my eyelid where I don't have any other colors right now. So I'm just tapping it on with my finger, and as you can see, it's super duper pigmented. And then in the very inner corner, I'm going to take this color, which is like a champagne gold color. I'm going to take that and just pop it in my very inner corner, just to brighten up my eyes, because right now obviously they look really dark and dramatic. Just blend it backwards and make sure it blends into the rest of the eyeshadow. Just to finish off the look, I'm going to go ahead and take my highlight shade, which is just basically like a skin tone, maybe slightly lighter than my skin tone shade, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my brow bone. To make sure that it's blended out on the edges, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my 122 brush and I'm just going to blend this gently on the edges. I'm not too worried about getting the colors too muddled. I just really want to make sure that the edges are blended, especially since we did add that highlight shade. Sometimes it can make the area look a little bit harsh, so just kind of subtly blend that out. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows using a light taupe shade. I don't want my eyebrows to look too heavy, but I definitely want them to be noticeable just because right now I look super awkward and weird because I have barely any eyebrows, and it will also look a million times better once I apply bronzer and everything. I'm going to go ahead and add my lipstick now just because my lips look super chapped, especially with the foundation on top of them, and they look really nasty. So I'm going to go ahead and take Rimmel Moisture Renew lipstick in Coral Britannia, and I'm just going to apply this all over my lips. These are pretty moisturizing, so they're really nice. They do have a lot of shimmer in them, so if you don't like shimmer, I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. Alright, my lips feel a lot better already. I really like that they do moisturize your lips. I'm going to go ahead and take some contour, and then of course I do need to apply some mascara. I'm still deciding whether I want to apply eyeliner or not, so I'm kind of just holding off for the moment. But I'm going to go ahead and take Hoola Benefit bronzer. And of course I'm going to contour my cheekbones. I always feel like with eye makeup this dramatic, it's nice to add a lot of bronzer or to add a lot of contour. So I'm also going to hollow out my temples a little bit. Just because I never feel right if I leave the center of my face, I'm going to apply a tiny bit of contour down the sides of my nose. I don't like to contour my nose too much, but I do feel like it looks really awkward and weird if I leave the center of my face bare, especially since I have, you know, such wide cheeks and I have lipstick all over my teeth. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some mascara to my bottom lashes. Alright, so I'm just going to apply a very thin coat of liner. Alright, that's how I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to flick it. I just want a very thin line, and then I'm going to, of course, add mascara to my top lashes. I'm going to go ahead and take these lashes, which are the Eylure Lengthening Lashes. I just took them out of their little packet, and they even come with a little applicator, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these to my eyes. Before I forget, actually, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. I'm just going to add a tiny bit because I do want to keep it quite neutral. I do have that cream blush on underneath. I'm just going to take this shimmery light peach tone in the front and just apply a very tiny subtle amount to my cheeks. If my eyeliner looks a little beat up, it's actually because I had some other eyelashes on at first, but then I took them off because they were a pair I had used several times before and they just looked way too beaten up, so I decided to take them off. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really 100% about the lashes. I kind of wish I had a more dramatic pair because I feel like they're a little too subtle for this look, but they're the best that I can do, and my dog just stormed in the room. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!